Hello, so in this video we're going to take a look at this DAB FM transmitter, and you can get these for about £25 from eBay, also from Aliexpress, probably from Amazon as well. There are lots of different manufacturers, but basically they all look like this. And the beauty of this one is it's very small. You can see here it sort of fits in my hand. It's just a bit bigger really than a 12-volt power supply in the car. And this basically gives a car with FM radio the ability to play back DAB channels. And the way it does that is this receives the DAB signal and then it sends that broadcast to the radio in your car via FM. Now you do need an external aerial, and I can confirm that. I've tried this without the aerial and with the aerial, and you get absolutely no signal at all if you don't plug the aerial in. If you just rest the aerial in a part of your car, you'll get some signal, but really you'll get the best signal by having a wire trading out, which I've then put into my glove box, which then goes up to this pillar. And here you can see the aerial mounted on the windscreen. I put it there because this windscreen's got heated elements in it, and I've heard that if you put this in the wrong place, then it can interfere. Now, in truth, the signal isn't fantastic. I don't know if it's because I'm in Norfolk or what, but basically I get pretty good radio signal on the main channels, but then the other kind of smaller channels like LBC and Heart 80s, they work most of the time, but sometimes you get some interference. And if you go down a sort of narrow street where there are high buildings either side, then you lose the signal altogether. There is actually a little metal tab on this aerial which you're supposed to actually stick to the metal part of the pillar on the car here, and that actually is a earthing terminal which is supposed to improve the signal using this aerial. Now I have to say that I got about probably double the channels when I actually attached that little grounding cable. So I highly recommend that you actually use this and install it properly. You could actually improve the reception of this by getting Halfords or someone like that to fit a proper DAB aerial onto the roof of your car. That's another way around it. So I'm going to show you how to use it. I'll just turn my car ignition on, and you can see we've got this little LCD screen which tells you the number. I'll better turn the radio down. It tells you the number of channels that it's found when it did a scan. It's found 54. You initiate a scan in case you're interested by holding this button at the top for about 5 seconds. Also shows you the channel name, and you can switch between channels by moving this dial on the side here that just spins round. So we can change the absolute radio. You wait a few seconds, and by pressing this button and then rotating the dial, you can also control which FM frequency this broadcasts on. And then if we go to the sort of screen here on my car, you can see that it's actually got Heart 80s written there, so it is actually transmitting the radio station ID via FM to my radio. In terms of signal quality, I can't really play it for copyright reasons, but do you know what? It sounds exactly the same as a normal FM radio station channel. So in general, I would say that this has been a success. I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't get brilliant radio reception everywhere, but I'd probably say 80% of the places I do. I don't intend to keep this car forever, and so this was just a sort of cheap way, a £25 way of getting DAB into my car. The alternatives are to like replace the whole radio in my car, and to put the sort of proper Jaguar one in my car was going to cost hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I didn't really want a crappy looking aftermarket one because this one's got sat nav and all that sort of stuff, and I particularly like this one because it's quite small. Some of the other ones by the bigger manufacturers, they come out on a stalk and they've got a great big LCD screen, and they're much more sort of obvious than this. I think this is quite discreet. So anyway, if you're after a little DAB radio adapter, then I think this is a pretty good option. I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to check it out for yourself. If you've got any questions about it, I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for another video.